Joe and Hampton, lights dim, it's game time. Interview sharp, cut through like a shank line. Stick lounge, stories unfold, real and raw. From hustlers to dreamers, breaking laws with a claw. Microphone warriors, capturing life's conflicts. Sitting across legends, tales flick like black pics. Drop bars, not mics, knowledge, it rains. From the streets to the beats in every vein. Stick lounge, podcast, tales heavy with the weight. Real lives, gritty stories, never fake. Joe and Hampton, digging deep, no facade, untold narratives, every episode a new fraud.
Screwed it up already. All right, here we are. Another episode of Stick Lounge Podcast. See, that's what we do. We do it on the fly. It's good.
That's great. Exciting.
Always on the fly.
Always on the fly.
Yeah.
Learning as we go. I don't edit. I mean, I do edit, but we just have fun with it. So we'll do some housekeeping first before we introduce you. So we are on Instagram at stick_lounge, YouTube at stick_lounge_podcast, TikTok while it's still around at stick.lounge.podcast. And the email, if you want to hit us up to lease out the space for events, some other stuff that we'll talk about, that is sticklounge@creolesoul.com. All one word. Yep. All right, cool. So Stick Lounge. Stick Lounge. Let's talk about Stick Lounge. Stick Lounge keeps changing. We're ever evolving and moving with the times. Originally was supposed to be a cigar lounge. That didn't work out for us. So, now it's an event space you can rent out for things. We've got the podcast in here. We want people to use this studio as well. If you want to come and create your own content, it's here. We'll set you up.
Oh, that's tempting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just bring some SD cards. We'll plug you in. You'll be ready to rock and roll. But I'm not editing it for you, so that's the hard part. And then let's see. We have a whiskey tasting coming up February 8th. Mm-hmm. We have a wine tasting coming up March 8th. Whiskey is going to be with the Heritage Distillery, and the wine tasting is with Brown Family Winery. So both local. And then we do have an event, a party booked here already for the 22nd. Looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun. And then we just added a PA system up here.
Yeah.
We were going to be quiet and smoke cigars. We're not going to be quiet anymore. No.
We're going to bring the boom.
So now we're going to be doing private party karaoke. Yeah. I think
I like it.
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome. I think a lot of people will utilize that.
I'm very good at Love Shack.
There you go.
That's my best one.
That's your best one.
And I can do all the parts.
Oh, yeah? That's
Yeah, the
good.
ladies, the guy.
There you
all
go.
of it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Love Shack is a very
And a
popular
little
song.
Elvis. I can do some Elvis.
Yeah, for sure.
It seems very unexpected that I could do that.
No, it's awesome.
But I have shocked people with that.
That's okay, though. I shock them all the time, too. I'll get up there and do a country song, and they're like,
Oh yeah, yeah. We get some good karaoke nights going over at the Creole Soul too. So
yeah, for sure.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to stop by and do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got karaoke nights. He's got live music nights. He's got a lot of stuff going on there. So, but what I thought with the private party karaoke is like, you get a group of like 10 close friends that you feel comfortable with, and they don't ever want to go to a big karaoke place and sing. You can just come here and do it, So I think that'll be good. For right now, I think that's it with the Stick Lounge. We're going to do some speakeasy nights, but we haven't quite posted those yet, so we'll get that all nailed down. And to get into the speakeasy nights, you will have to know the password.
Oh, that makes it even more like exciting.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like what's happening there.
Exactly. And only so many people will be allowed in at a time, so it's not a huge space. So first come, first serve when we do that. Before we jump to our guest, Hamp, what's going on with Creole?
Oh, we got to talk Creole Soul a little bit. We got a few things coming up on February 8th. We have live music with Michael Powell, great guitarist. And he's going to actually be doing back-to-back. He's going to do Saturday night and Sunday jazz brunch, which would be interesting. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, and you can do the whiskey tasting at the Stick Lounge.
Yeah.
And right when that's done, head down to Creole Soul.
Yep, come on down there.
It's like one-stop shopping here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. He's like going to the mall.
And we'll have whatever whiskeys we're up here, we're going to be serving whatever we've got left from the tasting down at the bar that night, too.
Yeah, so you'll be able to get it double scoop, So, but if you missed it up here, you can get it down there.
Yes.
So, it's going to be fun. So on March 15th, we got another local guy, Joe Spilio, and he's a great guitarist, and he's doing Valentine's Day. So I'm thinking about doing a Valentine's brunch. I haven't confirmed yet. I hadn't figured out
You like heart-shaped pancakes and stuff like that?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Kind of give it the little girly look, I mean.
Well, I'll be able to get my husband to go if you've got some gator.
I always got gator, yeah.
Even if it's for breakfast or brunch. It's got to be there.
Yep.
So he's going to do it back-to-back, 15 and the 16, which is a Friday night and a Saturday night. So looking forward to that, too, and as the calendar month keeps going, we're going to try to get a band in here until I get a band in here every Friday and Saturday night.
And that's a plan, yeah.
So that is the plan. And then, Joe had this great idea about doing the stage downstairs.
Joe likes to get himself into crap.
Yeah, Joe always getting himself in something, And I'm like, okay, let's do it, because I don't want to procrastinate. I'm gonna do it. Let's do it.
I have a lot of ideas. I need someone to slow me down, and he doesn't help with that at all. He's like, "Let's go." I'm like, we're all gas, man. No brakes. We gotta slow down a little bit.
So he's gonna build a stage, and
I'm gonna build a stage.
and we're gonna put some instruments up there, and they're gonna stay up there permanently. And if you feel like you want to walk in and have an open mic night, bring two of your girls, and you can do Love Shack with your backup singers.
There you go. There you go.
We have everything up there on the stage you need, from microphones to keyboards to guitars.
Great.
Yeah. We thought throw it in there, put a stage there, so when the live music isn't there, one, he's got live music, and two, hey, jump on stage. He had what you said? You had a guy that played keyboard for like an hour.
Oh, I had a guy. Two guys, as a matter of fact. One guy came in here and he played keyboard for me. And he said, "You mind?" I was like, "No, go ahead." 2 hours, I'm talking about. You could have swore he was
he's probably
it was really good.
classically trained or something.
I was like, "God, please, can I have his hands?"
Yeah, you've always wanted to play the keys.
I always wanted to play. So I'm like, just cut his hands off or give them to me one way or the other. I was like, just put them on my hand. I don't care what color they look like.
You wear gloves.
Yeah, as long as they can play those keys that he's doing right now. Yeah, he was just a great pianist. And another guy came in and he did the same thing. I was like, man, these guys got to quit coming in here, because we hit him in the head. I'm a little jealous,
Well, I just bought sheet music for American Pie.
Oh, nice.
I'm like convinced I have to learn that. And Piano Man. Like, why not?
Very cool. So you play?
So maybe, I used to. And now I'm picking it up again.
Nice.
And so for some reason, those are the two songs that I thought, I got to learn how to play those. Because I only played classical my whole life, which is lovely. But I want to play the fun rock stuff. When I get good at that, can I come and play on your piano?
Yeah,
Can I get it?
Yeah.
If I had a choice, my favorite song would be on there. I would play the theme from Cheers.
Okay, I will learn it.
There you go.
I'm going to do that.
Perfect.
I love that thing. It's all piano, It's
That's awesome.
I want to learn how to play that. So, I think I'm gonna work on that for a minute, and see how I come up with it. But
do you play piano?
We could do a duet.
No, but
together.
I play the Cheers song. That's the only thing I know how to play.
I think if you learn one, you can get another one. You can sneak another one in
There
there.
you
Let me ask you, as being a pianist, trained.
Yeah.
Is it better to learn chords first or melody?
I would say the chords.
Yeah.
Then the melody gets easier.
That's what I said.
And
You
then
play the chords. Learn how to move your hand on the chords.
And know where those notes are.
Yeah.
And then you get to the point where you don't even have to look. You
Yeah.
just know where they are.
Yeah.
It's all muscle
And then it's
memory.
learning the melody after that.
Yeah. Right.
That's the tricky part. So.
Yeah, so I'll go back to Chord Academy again because I was there once. So I was like, okay.
I've got, I forget what the guitar one is now, but I bought an acoustic guitar at the beginning of the year because
you need to learn.
Well, and I used to play a little bit of bass back when I was in bands and stuff years ago. Bass is, no offense to bass players, but it's easy. You can, you can hold a rhythm and, there's a few chords you can use. My hands it's difficult for the 6 string, but I'm trying. It's one of my goals, but I've been doing this so much that I haven't been practicing the guitar. So once I get better at this, I'll bring the guitar back in, but
and then we'll have to jam.
There you go.
You learn the guitar, I learn the piano.
There we go. And we'll bring her in.
Get Susan
And I'll
in to
sing
come
Love
over here
Shack.
and Love Shack.
Yeah, we'll have dueling pianos. We'll get two sets of keys in there.
Love dueling piano. I used to go all the time. In a place in Dallas called Dallas Alley, they had dueling pianos in this bar, and guys would just battle back and forth. You know, the crowd
There was a couple of them in Arizona that were so fun to go to.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Well, you're onto something then.
Yeah.
Dueling keyboards. We can't fit full pianos in there, but we can do dueling keyboards
Like
for
little
sure.
tiny keyboards.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I mean, you get to hook it up to a nice PA system. They sound good.
they
Ready to
do.
rock
They
and
sound
roll.
great.
For sure.
That's right. I got a speaker hooked up to that one down there. It sounds really nice. You know? Yeah, it sure does.
Awesome. All right, what about the truck? What's going on with the truck?
The trucks.
We got to spend like the first 15 minutes just asking him about everything he's got going on.
The truck is busy constantly. You know, I mean, from Blue Origin to Centerpoint to some kind of soccer game, football game, private events. I'm doing a lot of schools. I just signed a contract with about 4 elementary schools in Puyallup.
Oh.
Those kids love that gator. It's crazy.
And I got one coming up on the 29th, which is Wednesday. I'm going to, what's this, elementary school? What is it called?
It's written down somewhere.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
be all
written
right.
down. Yeah, it's written, Mountain View.
Mountain View. Okay.
Mountain View Elementary School, yeah. So going there.
Nothing for public right now, though, right? Everything's
Nothing for-
pretty much
everything-
contracted and closed.
Yeah,
and
everything. And the truck is booked out to the end of the year, 2025.
Okay.
All the way to December. And I got one date in January 2026. So it snuck in there some kind of way. So, but
So can we put my daughter Catwoman on blast right now?
Oh yeah, go please do. I'll let you have
So
fun
my
with that.
daughter Lily, Hamp gave her the nickname Catwoman because she loves cats. Her boyfriend loves cats. He took her to a cat cafe on one of their first dates. So now she's Catwoman and her boyfriend is Catman.
That makes sense.
duly dubbed. So Catwoman was on a truck job with Hamp. It was last week, right?
Last week. Yeah.
Last week, and it was cold outside, right? So my daughter would not turn on the fan to pull the heat and everything out of the truck with the fryers and everything going in the truck, right? Because as soon as he gets to site, he sets up, turns everything on, so when someone orders, he's ready to go. So if the hood isn't pulling correct me if I'm wrong, if it's not pulling the heat and everything out, the truck gets really warm inside. So she was cold. She wouldn't turn the fan on, and then they're sitting in the truck waiting for customers, and they heard psh.
Oh.
And what was that sound, Hamp?
She like, what was that? I'm like, I don't know, maybe something fell in there. It was this
The fire suppression
fire
system.
suppression system.
Uh-oh.
Triggered the fire suppression system in his truck, and it flooded everything because it thought there was a fire because it got so warm in the
it got
truck.
so warm in the truck.
no.
Yeah, she's running around the truck. Oh my God, get out! Get out! What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And I'm looking at them. I'm watching the grease just come over the side of the fryers because the two chemical mixed together.
Oh, no.
It's like a
It
volcano.
was like a volcano.
It was pretty bad.
It was bad. It was really, really
terrible.
bad. I'll be cleaning that truck for the next 2 days.
Yeah. And my daughter will be here helping you too. In between her college classes, she's going to come help you.
So she's studying school. I told her, don't worry, buddy. You know, I got it. Don't worry, because I'm gonna be up in the wee hours. I told Joe put all his guns away because I was gonna come over there and peck on the bedroom window. Hey, it's 1:55. Let's go.
I don't want to mistake you, Hamp. I don't want to mistake you.
Get up out of there, babe. Let's go. She's
always-
like, I'll be over here
my
at 2 p.m. tomorrow. I said, I'll be done by then.
Yeah. Yeah. Always exciting times. Always exciting
Yeah.
times.
Well, it's such a great truck.
It
I love
is.
that truck.
It's a very nice truck.
Yeah.
He did a good job on it. And the crazy thing is, not only does he have the truck now, but he's got an RV too.
Oh.
And he's getting that wrapped right now as well. So
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That's exciting.
Yeah, a 40-foot RV wrapped in black.
Living the life.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
we're going to try and incorporate it somehow into what we're doing everywhere. I'm going to check these real quick. Yeah, that's working. Okay. Sorry. We're going to try and incorporate the RV with like, what I'd like to do is we come do the whiskey or wine tasting here, and then we sell you another ticket if you would like to road trip to the winery.
Oh.
Karaoke on the
Yes,
RV.
I would like that.
Drinks all the way there, winery back, So we're looking into all the licensing and what it takes to do that right now. But I thought that could be a fun thing to do.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
You can sign me up.
Awesome. Well, we've talked a lot about us. You good? You want to get anything
Yeah,
else?
no,
in?
let's go on with the guests over here.
Okay.
Go.
Our guest tonight, Susan West, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Just want to make sure I got that right. You got an easy one. Sometimes it's like, I don't know.
Well, I say like opposite of east.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
And
Susan,
people still ask me how to spell it.
Really?
Wait. Sometimes I gotta do this for him. I don't want to get us canceled. All right.
Just give her a round of applause.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Wait. Not that one. Hold on. There we go. Wow. Susan West in the house. I've got a.
I never got any applause when I worked in news.
We can do that. I got a lot of buttons.
Yeah, you got a lot of buttons, all kind of buttons. Trust me.
Okay, so Susan is with the Normandy Park City Council.
Yes.
Perfect, and we're excited to have you here because
Thank you.
You were telling us about not only things that Normandy Park has going on, but some things that you want to try to incorporate between Des Moines, Normandy Park, Burien. So I know you got a lot going on. I do want to start though. So you said that you used to be in media, correct?
I was.
Okay, and you
television news.
Television news. Now, were you one of the anchors on TV, or what was your position?
Yes. So I did
awesome.
Anchoring.
Okay.
Reporting.
Nice.
Writing. Producing,
all of it,
editing, photography, weather, which I do not admit at all that I did that well.
Okay.
In fact, in Tri-Cities one time, I was asked to fill in for the weather person who was out of town, and I think it was like 102 degrees every day for like 12 days.
Oh wow!
And being from this side of the mountains, I was like, what is happening over there? Yeah. Like, this is what normally happens. And so I guess there was something about my attitude, it's going to be 100, and then 100, and then 100, and then 100.
Sounds like Phoenix, where I'm from.
They never asked me to do the weather again. And then I did sports.
Okay.
They gave me 2 chances on that one. And that was it. But I was at, worked in Tri-Cities, Spokane, Bellingham, worked in Seattle for most of my career at almost all the TV stations in Seattle.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
Very exciting. I
So
loved it.
Did you go to school for that? That was your goal? You wanted to be in the news?
Well, I originally thought I was going to go into law and politics.
Really?
But I took a little side road into broadcasting. So right out of college, started literally 2 weeks after, moved to Kennewick and worked for the couple stations there.
Very cool.
And I did that for almost 20 years.
Okay.
And then I circled back to my original plan, not the law school part, but the politics part.
Okay.
And thought, I want to get into politics. My great-grandpa was Mayor of Paulsbo, and I always just admired the great things he did for the community. And I thought, I want to give that a shot.
All right.
See if I can get into politics. So I've been on the city council for Normandy Park for, I think, about 12 years.
That's awesome.
Now. And I've worked in government and
what did you do in government?
So I've done internal communications and external communications. I've been a spokesperson for some government agencies, and it's been fantastic. And then I've worked for nonprofits. So what I did is I took the skills from the news industry, everything I knew about press releases and how to talk to the media and how to work with them and understand what they're trying to accomplish, and then transferred that into, when I left the news industry, into a public relations communications career.
Nice.
So I could help government agencies and nonprofits and corporations understand how to work.
That's very cool.
With
So
the public, the media, everyone.
Really went hand in hand with kind of what you were doing before then.
Yeah, it really did. It was just like a smooth transfer of skills,
Very cool.
minus the real, the wild and crazy funny part of news. I mean, there's in government, you don't have bloopers.
Oh, yeah. Then those bloopers are a big thing now. You see the videos of them and stuff, they're hilarious.
I'm going to age myself right now. I am so grateful that I started
before that stuff was getting posted.
The internet.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Before YouTube. I remember when, MySpace was a huge thing.
Yeah.
So, my early days, I am very, very grateful. And in fact, I have kept some of the tapes of my work, copies of my work from those ancient days in
That's
the latter
awesome.
80s and 90s.
Very cool.
And I have them, in safekeeping, a little locked box where no one hopefully can find them or ever see them, because those are the last copies of,
There you go.
you don't want embarrassing moments.
You don't want to splice them into what we're doing here. I can just kind of add a couple clips.
You would probably be very entertained with some of them. Yeah, there
That's
was
cool.
fascinating moments. Like one, I think I was just literally starting my first job, fresh out of college, and the boss has said, "Hey, why don't you, go anchor? You're gonna be great." And I'm like, Yeah, that's great. That's my dream to take her. And I'll never forget, I'm up there and I'm trying to be very serious and not like, dripping in sweat. And I'm anchoring, hello, everyone. Welcome to the newscast. And there was a story about Yosemite.
Okay.
And I was so nervous, I said, Yosemite? And I thought if I just keep going and look serious, no one would notice.
Just pass right over it.
Well, I guess you could say it doesn't matter that social media didn't happen back then because the phones started ringing.
Yeah.
And the worst part was the next weekend I went out to a big event because I did a lot of, events that I had to go to as a news person. Like, we are here representing the
On-site
channel.
stuff.
Yeah. And I'm at this giant all community softball game. And as I'm walking in, I hear people yelling, hey, it's Yosemite.
Yosemite.
It's Yosemite. I did not live that down for years.
That's funny.
That's okay. That's a lot of things I can't pronounce.
I was going to say, that's pretty standard for him.
That's okay. Yeah, I've been right there with you. High five. Yeah.
Ham's like, I've always wanted to go to Yosemite.
So you should have anchored with me and we would have just gone about on our way. Like, what's the deal? We said, well, and I had that problem too with rappelling. And this one, my own crew didn't even say to me in my ear, it's not rappelling. It's rappelling. And they let me get through the whole newscast. I said it 3 times.
That's funny.
And at the very end, everyone comes in the studio and we do a debrief. This was a different channel, by the way. So I had something happen everywhere I went. And so I'm sitting there and they all come in and they have big smiles. And I'm thinking, they're going to say that was the most awesome newscast ever. And instead, it's on behalf of the entire staff, we would like to tell you it's not rappelling. People do.
But that's the stuff that I like when I'm watching the news. When you catch that, you're like, awesome.
Well, and I know what I'd like to do is give the play-by-play to my husband of what's happening behind the scenes when those things happen.
Right.
Because I know exactly what's being said in the control room. And what
you start seeing people moving around, looking at stuff,
yeah.
going on their phone. Is they saying that right? What is
so the anchors remain very calm.
Right.
But that's not what's happening behind the scenes.
That's got to be hard to do, to remain calm and know everything that's going on the other side and be watching which camera's recording you. And it sounds stressful.
Oh, yeah. And, in fact, another incident was I was called out. This was in Eastern Washington. This was back in the 90s. There was a guy that traveled around with a baby elephant in a U-Haul.
Wow.
And he would offer kiddie rides on the baby elephant. And he'd go around to shopping malls and rent out some parking spaces. And so I was called to that for 2 different reasons. Some community members thought, this is really fun. And other communities were like, this is animal abuse. This is terrible. What's happening?
Right.
Now, it was summer. And it's 105 degrees outside. No. I am from this side of the mountains. So I feel like I'm going to pass out and die.
Right. You're melting.
Yes. So this is in the days where you videotaped your story for yourself. You didn't have a camera person.
Oh, really?
So you're out there with your camera and you set up your camera to shoot your stand-up.
You just got a tripod or...
Yeah, and you have someone stand that's about your height where you need to stand, and then you get behind the camera, you get it focused, and then you're like, okay, put something like a rock where you're standing, and then you have them move out of the way, and then you run around, you push go on the camera, and then you run around, and you start doing your stand-up. And so... It's 1,000 degrees outside, and I've got the angry parents and the some of the animal societies, and then you've got the happy people.
Were they protesting? Or?
Yeah, Wow. It was not a good situation. Little elephants.
You're right in the middle of it.
What's happening here?
I was going to steal that idea. I was going to see if I can go find a little elephant and make some money.
Well, it did get a lot of coverage. That's what happened.
That's crazy.
So I'm out there and I start to do my stand-up of, this is a very serious situation. As you can see, there's people very upset. There's people that are like, this is not a problem. And but what will happen in this situation? As I'm doing that, I have no idea that the trunk of the elephant is coming around me, like a vacuum cleaner. And it's like,
awesome.
Like Alien. And it's got slobber. So it's like a basset hound.
Right.
But it's like a vacuum cleaner basset hound. So it's like
really?
and I'm just like, I look, and And I'm looking at the angry people, and they're just like appalled, like I've done something. And then
What'd you do to that elephant?
Yeah, I'm looking at the funny people, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's the funniest thing in the world." And then I'm looking at the people who are drenched in sweat, like, "Just make this stop." And so I'm like, "Okay, I better do this again." Now I'm totally like, humiliated.
Frazzled and
So I do it again. I'm in a silk blouse, by the way, too. I just want to note that.
Yes.
So as the trunk kept coming around, which it did numerous times, and it would like attach itself, like a suction cup, I'm getting slobbered on my entire top. And then I find out it's the owner of the elephant cueing it to do that.
Oh, he was telling it
the
to you.
whole time. And so I make the mistake of telling my boss when I get back, and they roll part of that on the news that night.
I was going to say, I would love to see that. That'd be pretty good.
Oh, I still have it.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
You still got the
In
elephant?
my trunk, my locked, trunk.
Yeah.
We want the elephant.
Well, not the actual elephant hand.
No,
Just
but
Not
the-
the
we
elephant,
want the elephant.
tape,
Yeah,
the old
yeah,
tape. And I don't even know how you use it today because it's one of those old,
Right.
like
The
beta tape.
beta, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
VHS.
Or even
Yeah.
older than that. It's I can't even remember the name now.
Oh,
But
my daughter, no, we're talking about that. My youngest daughter's in junior in high school, and she brought home a DVD a couple days ago. She's like, "Dad, we're reading this book, and now they want me to watch a movie and do a comparison." And she pulls a DVD out of her bag, and I'm like, "What the hell do you want me to do with that?" Like, we don't even have a. She's like, "I think I can put it on the Xbox." I'm like, "Let's just see if it's on Prime, and we'll rent it." It was 99 cents, so we just downloaded it and rented it. I'm like, "Why'd you teach her? They have DVDs at the school? Like, who is it? I don't have a DVD player. Do you have a DVD player at your house?"
In my house, no. No, yeah, I do.
I do.
I
Do
do.
you still have one?
I have one in the room. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we watch. Yeah, we got a bunch of movies that we watch, and yeah, we sure do.
See, I wrapped up all my CDs and DVDs, and they're in storage. I don't even have a player for them anymore.
No, we got
I
to play.
have my floppy disks.
Do you really?
I do.
The floppy
and
disks?
I have some the old oh God, I just forgot what they're called. Not the tape cassettes. What are the big? I can't remember what they're called.
Not the reels, are you?
No, not the reels. Not tape cassettes. Oh, I'll
Are
think
they?
of it.
You talking about?
The real old 70s.
Yeah, 8-track.
8-track.
Yes.
See, it was so long ago.
My stepdad had a Trans Am that had 8-track in it when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Had the original 8-track in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see a car with 8-track in a long time. It brings me to a story of when I was married, living in San Diego. I like going to garage sales, so I actually bought this nice, probably about this wide stereo set that had the turntable,
Nice.
the radio, the 8-track, and a bunch of albums came with it. And we put an album on, and my wife thought at the time, she's like, "I like that song. Can you hit rewind on that one?" I'm like, "Yeah, hold on." I lift the needle and put it back in there. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You want to rewind?" I was like, there you go.
Here we go. I know my kids, we watched the original Star Wars when they were little, and my buddy had the box set on VHS because I think I took him to the theater to see one of the newer ones that had come out. And so I got the box set. I had to go to a Savers, and I found a VHS player. And then my kids watched the first, which I guess is the 4th episode or whatever of Star Wars. And they liked it. They were little, and they go, "Let's watch it again, Dad." I go, "All right." And I kind of hit stop, and I hit rewind, and they're like, Let's watch it again, Dad. I'm like, "You gotta wait. You gotta wait for it to rewind." They didn't understand.
No, they have a clue.
That's funny. Remember, you had a separate rewinder?
Yeah,
Just a rewinder.
Yeah.
I used to work at Blockbuster back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, I still have my card.
Do you really?
Yes,
There's
I
one
do.
left in Oregon still.
I have a picture of myself in front of it.
Really?
Smiling and looking sad at the same time.
Was that just for fun, or was that a news thing?
It was, no, it was just for fun.
Just for fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard it was still there, and I thought, I
The
gotta go.
world have changed.
I
It
heard
has.
they were doing sleepovers in that Blockbuster.
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, like you go
Wow.
spend the night and they play a
And
bunch
watch
of movies
movies?
and stuff. Yeah.
oh, fun.
Probably a great idea, really.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea too. Just into a Blockbuster and sleepovers and watch all the movies you want to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Oh,
can't beat
that'd be
that.
great.
I was the coolest guy because everything that came out, I got it like a week before it was released so I could get all the new movies. Oh, yeah. So cool in high school.
Yeah, those are the days, man. You can walk in there like, "What are you going to get from Blockbuster?" Man, I'm going to see. I hope they still have it. Fumbling through there. Do you have this one? No, it's all rented out. They're all out.
Yep.
Sorry.
Can I reserve it?
We were so patient.
I know, right?
I'll come back in a few days.
No kidding. Okay, so we get off track a little bit. You know, we run around in our ideas, but let's get back to you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's all about you. You know, we could talk
love it.
back all day. So, you know, keep on going with your.
Yeah, what do you got going on for
forward,
Normandy
yeah.
Park City Council right now?
Oh, it's a great group.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a wonderful retreat over the weekend.
Awesome. Where'd you guys go?
And City Hall.
Okay. Okay, we said retreat. I
thought she was gonna be on
Marcus Island or
Yeah,
something.
me too. I was waiting for this. She took all the shoes off and we played in the sand.
Yeah,
You know?
Trust Falls.
No, that's pretty much our speed.
Okay.
It's just having our retreats and our travel right there in the City Hall. Walk up and down the hallway. Oh, and I have to do my disclaimer.
Okay,
I'm speaking on behalf of myself.
there you go.
Yes.
Speaking on behalf of yourself.
Yes. And what I can say on behalf
too.
of myself is,
Yeah.
exactly. It was a great meeting.
Awesome.
Yeah, we were planning ahead for the future, for next year, for 2 years, for 5 years. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So
it's
you
just
enjoy
we're
it?
excited. Oh, yeah.
How long
It's-
you been in the city council?
Oh, gosh. I think it was right around 2012 that I ran.
Okay.
And yeah, and I just keep running.
Yeah.
I mean, not running away from it, but running to it.
So what was that process like running and stuff? How was it? Was it difficult to get elected or?
Well, there weren't too many other candidates.
Well,
It was
that's the
just
best
me.
kind. I mean,
It's the best kind of race when you're the only one in it.
But you know, my mom always said, make sure that you vote for yourself. Because I remember when I was
Oh, yeah.
in, like, I think it was junior high, I ran for, I don't know, class vice president or something. And I knew someone else was running, and I was like, oh, well, that's a really nice person. And so I voted for that person.
Oh no. You lost.
It took one vote for that person to win. And I was happy for it, but I ran again next time and I became president of the class. So that was
there you
awesome.
go.
But yeah, I always learned that you got to vote for yourself. So I even did that without anyone running against me. Because also I knew that people could write in. And they did write in some interesting like cartoon characters,
Really?
like Bugs Bunny. And
They take the time. It takes time to vote, but they take the time to write in. That's funny.
yeah. So knock on wood, we'll see, if anyone runs against me next time. But yeah, so Normandy Park, we're doing good. We're a little tiny city, I think we're around 6,800 people. And then, we've got Burien on one side, which is awesome. We've got Des Moines on the other. Got the water. And we've got a lot of trees. We love that. The high tree canopy, the wonderful beaches. And
Yeah, I've got some friends that live down there, and we go down to the private beaches and hang out sometimes with them. I don't know which beach that is, but it's kind of by, I want to say Three Tree. Does that sound right?
oh, yeah. Down by the Cove?
Yes, the Cove. That's it,
Yeah.
the Cove, yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's a great place.
I don't know if you guys allow this there or what, but the fireworks on the 4th of July over there are insane. It is a blast.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
just going to
sleep
say
that night.
it is insane.
I take the food truck actually out to the Cove when they have on
do
Wednesday
you?
when they have a concert out there somewhere.
Yeah, they have great events in the summer.
So I take the food truck out there when what's her name? Sharon, I think.
Stacy?
Stacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stacy,
yeah.
that's it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
she always hey, are you want to get on the food truck calendar? I'm like, yeah, sure. I hadn't heard anything from her this year yet, but we'll see
Oh,
how
well,
it
she's
goes.
advertising. I saw it on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it. I got to go back and take a look.
Yeah.
So you're slacking.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what is the main? It doesn't mean the main focus of being city council. What do you focus on in that position?
I think the biggest, most important focus is engagement with the community because they're the people that you're representing that vote you in, but then even your region too. So not just Normandy Park, but we also are very close to Burien, Des Moines, and even other cities surrounding them, and the county, the state, and federal agencies.
Okay.
So engagement is just so huge because that builds trust
Right.
and it builds communication and it helps us to figure out how to move forward. Specific issues, we talk about our economics, to make sure that the businesses that we have in Normandy Park are healthy and doing well.
Right.
Public safety.
Yeah, big
We
one.
focus on that as well. And also educating the public about what they can do to stay safe in their life. We also are looking at senior programs, how to make sure we keep that beautiful tree canopy. The city puts on wonderful Arbor Day events where trees are given away
Nice.
because we want to keep figuring out how to keep the trees and nature really beautiful, but at the same time, figure out how to live there too.
Right.
Like,
right.
where are you supposed to plant a tree? You know, versus like putting a Douglas fir 2 inches from your house.
Right.
So that kind of thing. So
I hope my neighbors are listening because that tree's going to fall on my house one day. I've been trying to get them to cut it down. It ruins my backyard.
I actually tried to come to Normandy Park when I did Creole Soul, and I got turned down. The guy who owns that little strip mall over there with Ace.
Oh, uh-huh.
I think his name is, I want to say Tom Green, but he told me,
We're name dropping.
yeah, I'm name dropping.
Okay.
I don't know why he told me this, but I sent him all my paperwork with all my financials. And he told me that I didn't have enough financials to open a business, and I never opened a business before. Oh. And I told him, you better do some research.
He said that you've never opened a business before?
He said, I never had a business before. So
he didn't know about all the other bars and restaurants that you've owned or anything?
Yeah. All you do is research,
Yeah.
So, and the reason why I wanted his place, there was a place over there next to, it was already set up. It had a hood and everything. It was called, it was a kitchen, like a sandwich, Shakey's Kitchen or Shakey's Chicken Place. All I had to do was, it was a turnkey.
You just move in.
Yes, just move in, change a few things. And he denied. He said, that's okay. Don't worry about it. And I didn't.
So you never got in.
And you're here.
Yeah, and I'm here.
Yeah, but now we got the alley.
Awesome.
Yeah. We got the alley. We got backstage alley,
Yeah,
bro.
we got backstage
And we're
alley.
here. We're all here.
We're all here.
It's like butterfly effect.
I just couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, well, maybe he don't know what he's talking about, or maybe I didn't know what I was talking about. Maybe I just thought I dreamed I had all those places.
Interesting.
But if I could look up my name, you could see I had all.
You got my wheels spinning.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. Normandy Park. Because I thought it would be a good fit over there.
Yeah. That area is busy too by the Ace.
You're gonna, it's really busy there. Well, you're gonna be helping us with our Normandy Park event.
Yeah,
Creole Soul's catering, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be serving us some of the best Nolans Southern food you ever put in your mouth.
Oh, I can't wait. Yes.
Yeah, I already put in order. Some of it came in, some of it didn't come in because of the snowstorm, which is crazy. I don't know what
snow in Louisiana.
Yeah, I thought the world was coming to an end that day. 11 inches of snow on the ground in Louisiana.
It's crazy.
It's just not feasible.
And it's been sunny as hell here. It's been fine.
Yeah, it's been really nice.
It's been a little chilly, but other than that, I mean, we've been great.
I love it. Well, I'd like it maybe 30 degrees warmer.
Yes,
but it's been great.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
We're not trapped in snow. That's good.
That's true.
So, anything else interesting, that you want to tell us? That I'm sure Joe got.
Well,
I've
got some questions about the city council portion. So, how many hours a week do you? I mean, obviously, it's got to be at least a full-time job. Do you do just that?
No, I actually have a full-time job.
So you have a full-time job
so this
on
is
top
my
of city council.
Evening and weekend job,
Holy
along
cow,
with
okay.
the nonprofit I work with.
So how many hours do you dedicate to doing that outside of your regular daily?
Well, like the retreat that was in City Hall. So we didn't have to travel very far, so that was good. That was about 5 hours, I think, 5 or 6 hours. And then I was prep before the meetings and, like a couple days earlier when I get the agenda, because we get them in advance.
Okay.
And read through the agenda. And we also have what are called study sessions in addition to council meetings, which are wonderful. And the way we've designed them is so they're kind of like a prep for the city council meeting coming up, so that we can ask every question we want. I mean, we can always reach out to the city staff beforehand anyway ourselves.
Right.
But in a public setting, we can have a big roundtable conversation around a big conference table.
Right.
And just pick the brains of city staff and other experts who may be doing presentations and just ask all of our questions.
Yeah.
And because there's just so much to learn and know when you're on a city council. Everything from finances and budget to public works, infrastructure. It just goes on and on and on the list.
I don't have time for that.
And that's why we do it for you. And it's fun. So much fun.
Yeah. So you gotta want to do it. I mean, you have to.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you need to do your homework, because you've got your 1 of 7 people that need to make an educated decision for all the thousands of people in your city.
Yeah.
And so you really need to to study and research. And you find that council members get their niches where they become real experts in certain areas.
Someone starts covering public safety. Someone starts covering the financials. Somebody starts covering the events. It just kind of blends in. Yeah.
And they almost become like an advisor as well. And you can see where the passion is, where that goes. And like with me, when I joined the council, my passion started to turn toward economic development, meaning like helping our businesses, getting the word out about our businesses and the shopping centers and helping with retention. Like what can we do to help with retention, whether that be having festivals. And so the committee I used to run for the city was made up of city council members, staff, and community members, and nonprofits, and business owners, and residents. So it became like this really big committee.
That sounds like a very large
really
committee.
Big committee. And we started to put on events. So we put on Zombie Fest Northwest for years.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit. That's cool.
Yeah.
Not to off track you, but you just brought it up, so we got to talk about it.
Oh my gosh. So if you go to Facebook, just click in Zombie Fest Northwest, and you will see the main photo, which is all these zombies, and they're members of the Seattle Thrillers, incredible flash mob, cool. Michael Jackson Thriller dance group. Nice. And they are surrounding a tank.
Right, you were telling me about that.
Yes, yeah. So,
that's wild.
So with Zombie Fest, we designed it to kind of be like the old 60s, 70s movies that you used to see that are kind of apocalyptic.
Yeah. My style, I like that.
Yeah, I
like the
that.
apocalyptic
like
stuff.
Logan's Run and
Logan's Run,
Fahrenheit
oh
451 and Soylent Green.
Very cool.
Oh my gosh. and meets MASH.
Okay.
So, and we wanted it, I don't know how you make zombies into like, family friendly, but
Right.
we did.
Very carefully.
And so we got incredible sponsors from all over the, cities around here, national companies.
That's cool.
And what we would do is people would come in and they would see this giant, tons of tents, but in the center was a 20 by 20 tent. And you'd see guys in moon suits with loudspeakers and they'd megaphones, and they'd be like, "Line up to be zombified." And these people were like,
it was like,
okay.
What was that movie where, oh man, it was really scary to watch. Actually, I saw it when we were all in lockdown for COVID. I can't remember the name of the movie, but Outbreak. Outbreak.
Oh,
Remember Outbreak?
With the monkey?
With the monkey, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And they all got the suits on with the masks and the speakers. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah,
The quarantine
exactly
guys.
The same look. That's the quarantine guys were there.
That's scary.
And so you go in, and we had professional makeup artists who were trained to do zombie makeup in less than 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
And we had a company. So a company donated all those makeup artists and the makeup. And then another company donated all the costumes. Nice. And what we did is we made them even more zombified. So we'd have these little committee meetings where we would rip up the clothes and the costumes, and then we'd roll them in grass and dirt and mud, and then pour fake blood on them, and then we'd hang them up to kind of like cure. And it was everything you could imagine.
Yeah.
Like pizza delivery outfits.
Oh, very cool.
To security guard outfits.
Yeah, because everybody's going to be a zombie,
dresses.
right?
Yeah, everyone's a zombie.
Everyone's a zombie.
Everyone.
It's kind of like Walking the Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's just really like Walking Dead. And we had raffle baskets that were AMC Walking Dead raffle baskets and disaster kits. And so people would walk in, they'd get the makeup, and then they'd come right out the exit, and they're zombified.
That's
they're zombies.
so cool. And that's just the people that came to the zombie walk.
It was a festival.
It was the whole festival?
Yeah, it was a festival, and we'd draw like 3,000 people for a 3-hour event.
Yeah, and you said you had people coming from other countries.
Yeah, there was a lady that scheduled her vacation
to come
around Zombie Fest.
That's so cool.
But I should say there was a serious reason for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the serious reason?
Because it was city connected.
Sure. It wasn't just a good time.
We're like, hey, this is what we do on city council.
Yeah. You got to show the ROI, right?
Yeah. So ironically, there was an issue with trying to train community members on how to be ready for disasters. Oh. And of course, this is well before COVID.
Yeah.
This is like years ago.
Right.
And it was kind of like we found that people would say, oh, it's never going to happen to me. Mm-hmm. Big disasters, whether it be a natural disaster or whatever kind of disaster.
That's a classic thing that people say too.
Yeah. And so we thought, well, maybe we were brainstorming in that committee. How can we get people to learn about disaster preparedness and have fun? Like, how does that work?
Zombies. Everybody wants to be in a zombie apocalypse.
And that's what did it. So it drew state and federal and county agencies.
That's very cool.
And utilities, and then plus
idea.
businesses.
Yeah.
And medical businesses. It ended up being this incredible disaster preparedness event where we'd send kids around to all the booths for a scavenger hunt to collect an item that goes in their disaster kit.
That's very
And we
cool.
heard from parents after that the kids were, keeping these by their bed.
Oh, really?
In case it was a disaster. And I'm like, we don't want them to be scared.
We're trying to terrify them a little bit, not too much. That's funny.
So we did that. And then we also realized that there was no Christmas tree lighting ceremony in Normandy Park.
Oh, really?
So we thought, hey, let's build some fun and joy and get everyone together. And we called it Normandy Park Winterfest and invited, everyone. It's not just, a Christian holiday. It was for everyone, every religion or non-religion. And it has since then grown into just an even more amazing event where originally it was just all of us pulling decorations out of our front yards.
Right.
At Christmas.
Whatever you could donate.
I got to light up Grinch. I guess I'll pull this out of the yard and bring that to Winterfest as a decoration.
Right.
And now it's turned into a very organized festival that draws, again, businesses from all over.
Very cool.
And food trucks.
Oh,
I'd love to
there
have a
you go.
conversation with you about that. It's like, boy, talk about networking.
I know, right?
And Santa shows up in a 12-car motorcade.
Nice.
This year he arrived on the fire engine with all
Very
these
cool.
police cars. And, I got to go back to the tank for a second. Sorry about that. Zombie Fest.
Yes.
It was my dream to have military vehicles there because it's supposed to be apocalypse.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
MASH. We were able to talk a guy that collects old military vehicles who happened to have a tank.
That's so cool.
To bring his tank. We weren't allowed to have it drive down First Avenue South, for
Right.
very long. So we were able to negotiate with agencies to let the semi that carried it park at the police training center.
Okay.
And then he would be allowed to drive the tank from there
That's awesome.
to the festival.
He was probably really excited too. Like, how often do you get to take your tank out? You know what I
And
mean?
how often,
Without blowing something up.
and how often do you see a tank on First Avenue South?
Never.
It was awesome. And it was an old British tank from the 1960s.
That's very
And then we
cool.
gave a ride. We did a raffle and let someone win to ride it
ride
back
on
to
the
the
tank?
training center. So
That's awesome.
yeah, but Winterfest, no tanks. It's police cars and the fire engine.
Sounds
and
like a Hallmark movie.
yes, yeah, definitely the Winterfest.
The
Is.
Winterfest, yeah, with the tree.
Hamp loves
I
Hallmark.
love I'm a Hallmark kind of guy.
Yeah. So with all these fun festivals, we realized we needed a 501c3 because there's certain things you just, you can't raise money for in government. And there's certain things, obviously, you can't spend money on. That's taxpayer money.
Right.
So the 501c3 was created back around 2012. A lot of things happened around 2012 for me. And
Busy time.
yeah. And so my colleagues and I started that.
Oh, very cool.
And it was some of the council members, some of the city staff, a lot of business owners,
Nice.
residents, nonprofits. And we've grown and grown and grown over the years. And we're still around and putting on Winterfest. We haven't
awesome.
put on Zombie Fest for a little while, but
Is that
people
because,
want it back.
Is that just resources or?
Yeah, it's really about
It
resources.
sounds like a big to do.
It's expensive to put on events these
Yeah.
days. And there's, just so many things you need to do to make sure that, you've got the right quality tents and the right quality fencing. And,
Right.
there's just a lot of things on the checklist that are really important that I think are really different than they were years ago.
Sure.
And so that's good.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it can get really expensive and the resources are kind of challenging.
Yeah.
And that's why on March 1st,
Yeah, go
if
ahead.
I may promote it.
Yeah, there you go. Plug it up.
We're going to
and
have
say it.
our first annual Friends. Oh, and it's called Friends of Normandy Park Foundation. I guess I should say the name of the foundation.
Okay, there you go. Friends of Normandy
Because
Park
we are friends.
Foundation.
We're all friends.
Yeah.
And so Friends of Normandy Park Foundation was started right around 2012 also. We got our 501c3 status from the IRS. We've been building ever since. We took those festivals. And so this year, for the first time, we're going to have a dinner auction.
Nice.
And it's kind of a twofold. Obviously, it's to raise money because we need money. But it's also to kind of build community. So it's, even though it's called the Friends of Normandy Park Foundation dinner auction, it's really for everyone.
Right. Just trying to kind of bring in everybody, let them see what's going on, have a good time.
People from Burien and Des Moines and SeaTac and Tukwila. We want everyone to come and be a part of it. Yeah. Because what we do is really for everyone. You know, Winterfest gets people from all over.
Yeah, and I mean, the more you can, push, your guys' stuff in the cities next to you and kind of collaborate, everybody just kind of wins and grows, and it makes sense.
Oh yeah, and we get all these people coming to the event, and they get to see our businesses, and they get to see our beautiful environment. Maybe they go back to their city and go, "Hey, we want more sequoias too, like I have." You know, it's all about just kind of sharing what we have and saying, "Hey, come and join us." So it's at the Cove. So funny you should mention the Cove. We go. Well, it is a small town, you know, so we all know each other, and it's like, and not a very large geography. So March 1st, and we thought, we just want to have fun, because that really has been what we've tried to do from the beginning. So we picked Mardi Gras.
Boom.
That's right.
And here's the man.
Almost. People need to know that Mardi Gras is Mardi Gras. You understand? She about to wake up the state over here and wake up Normandy Park with Mardi Gras.
There you go.
Yes.
You got the right guy. It's
going to be a party, and so we're going to have the best food ever.
Yes,
we're going to have gator.
You're going to have gator. I got a lot of gator. That I have.
And catfish.
I got a lot of catfish.
And crawfish.
Crawfish.
Got crawfish too.
All authentic from Louisiana too.
Yeah.
Right from the bayou. From Louisiana.
That's right.
And we just thought, let's be really fun. And then we're partnering with the Police Foundation and with the city. And we're going to raise money for really great things. Like, we're going to raise money for public safety programs. We're going to raise money for Winterfest, buy toys and mittens to give out, because we give out thousands of free toys.
Very cool.
Everything that we give out as a foundation at Winterfest is free. And then we, of course, have businesses that are selling things.
Right.
We also want them to prosper.
Now, can other 501c3s
good question. Go ahead.
Get involved with you guys and work together? Because HAMP has his own 501c3.
Yes, I do. And let me ask you this here. How do you plan, or how long does it take to plan an event for a fundraiser? And where does the range from the fundraiser starts and where does it end,
Oh, for the dinner auction, for example?
Yeah, for the dinner.
That's a pretty, it's been a pretty quick process.
Oh, really?
It was like, hey, let's have a dinner auction. Okay, yeah. When? Okay, now.
All right. Then you just got to get the word out.
Yeah.
I'm always looking, I'm good, but I'm not good at trying to figure out how to do a really good fundraiser.
Well, we can work with you on that.
Yeah, you tend to take it all on yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Hamp's always out there giving away food and clothing, and he'll take donations for his 501c3. But most of the time, your nonprofit is you, bro.
Yeah,
it's just you.
Yeah, and often it does tend to be a small group of people, or sometimes one. And I mean, the good thing is the people that are doing it are the ones with that true passion.
Yeah,
and that's how they keep it going.
That's what he did for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
He just was out doing that. So,
but yeah, we can talk about different ways of planning for fundraising, and like, for example, with Winterfest, in an ideal world, even though it's not till December, we've already started now, with the planning.
Yeah,
and we don't want to start right after Winterfest because everyone needs a break.
Needs a little break.
Yes, everyone needs a break. And plus there's just so much going on with December and early January.
Sure.
But literally, that's an ideal amount of time to me, where it's not too stressful and it's not too overwhelming, and you have the panic of, oh my gosh, I don't have enough sponsorship.
Right.
And I mean, there's always going to be things that are, I call it feast or famine time, the month before our festivals and events, because there's always going to be something that changes where someone has to cancel because maybe there's something that happened in their life that's preventing them from being a part of it. Or someone comes and appears suddenly and says, hey, we want to be a part of this. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, and they just come with something amazing that they can contribute. Yeah.
And that's a good idea. I mean, when people step forward, I like when people step forward. But you always get these people that say they want to do something, and then you don't see them anymore. You know?
And that's where I think my reporter skills have come in with a 501c3.
Right.
Because for 20 years, I had to beg people to talk to me.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
And so I just, and I use the most sincerity, when I do it. I'm like, please. And I try to balance it where I'm not, begging too often.
Right.
But, I try to explain how this is going to benefit everyone. And how can we all work together, and how can we promote your generosity?
Sure.
How can we all move together, get aligned, and make sure this fundraising effort or this event, whatever it is such a great success.
Yeah.
Because we all together made it happen.
Right.
Which is why,
Takes a lot of moving parts, a lot of people willing to help out.
It does. Yeah. And it's kind of like, sometimes kind of like working with your family, where there's going to be some, ups and downs and like, what's happening? And like, no, we don't want to do that,
Ham sold a whole bar, so he didn't have to do that anymore. He said, yeah, what was it, your sister, your cousin?
Which one?
It was your first bar.
Oh yeah, my first bar. Yeah.
He's like, I said, so what'd you do? He goes, I sold the bar. Yeah. Well, that's a good way to get rid of it, I guess.
Get rid of a problem.
Sometimes events go away.
There you go.
I mean, and I'm one of those guys. I'm not the one that want to say, hey, can you give me $10,000 for this? Or I'll do a fundraiser or like a GoFund. If it's there, it's there. If it's not there, I'm gonna make it happen regardless. I'm not gonna rely on. I have a hard time relying on people sometimes. When it comes to certain situations. So, and people always will let you down. So I have to stay focused on what I need to do. As a human being, as an individual.
I think it just takes time to build that community too. Yeah. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. Yeah.
And you eventually find people that will come and go for different reasons, but people that will join you and just be a great counterpart. Like in our nonprofit, we have
they got to actually have a passion for it too.
Yeah.
They have to want to be involved.
Right. Yeah. And they have a passion for different aspects.
Right.
And it's so exciting.
Bring something different to the table.
Right. And we were, the nutshell of why we created the 501c3 is, again, we saw things that the city needed, but either couldn't afford it or they couldn't use taxpayer dollars to buy it.
Right.
And so it's kind of eclectic what we raise money for, but it comes out of what are the needs in the community, and then what are we capable of doing in terms of the fundraising.
Yeah.
Like I love reaching out to businesses and organizations and saying, hey, how can we partner?
Yeah.
Would you like to be a sponsor? Would you like to donate an item? I love having that conversation and explaining the passion behind what we're doing.
Well, I thought it was pretty cool because when you came into Hamps to ask him to cater the event, I was there. Yeah. And we had just started doing this, and you and I started talking. I'm like, that's funny because that's kind of what we're doing on the podcast. We're trying to push local businesses, get to know people in the area, not just Des Moines, but all around. If you have a small business and you want to get the word out. And my thing is like, I can drive past a dozen businesses every day. But if I've heard an interesting story or I know a little bit about the person that owns that place, it's going to make me want to go there a little bit more. Like, oh, I have something in common with them, or it humanizes them, and I know a little bit about that space, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here. And then when I was talking to you, I'm like, well, you got to come on the podcast because we're kind of doing the same thing. So.
It was such a small world because I came in to ask you if you'd cater. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and then here we are today. But it's the whole, I really do believe in that butterfly effect.
No, I do too. It's kind of been that way for us lately. It's been strange.
Yeah. And you find people along that whole journey of what you're doing, and it adds up to more and more really interesting people, and then the networking grows more and more and more.
Yeah.
And I just love it. Like, this is really fun because we're going to have to partner with you with your nonprofit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then right after all this happened, he got hit up by Seattle Southside, and they came and interviewed him about Creole Soul.
Yeah.
And then we were able to tell them about the Stick Lounge and the Stick Lounge podcast. So now there's going to be a part 2 with Seattle Southside about what we're doing here. And they're doing the same thing you're doing, that we're doing. We're pushing small business, trying to get the word out for people that are, trying to earn a living and do nice things out there. So,
well,
and that just, everything's kind of found us so far. It's been really strange.
I know, isn't it? It's like, whoa, it's like a weird movie or something. I know, the sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing when you do something for somebody. To me, it is. It's a great feeling for me to get up 2 o'clock in the morning and go down Pacific Highway and pass out 20 meals, to homeless people that are standing out by the 7-Eleven or the Shell station, I know they're hungry, it's cold, so they got to survive, So it's a good feeling for me. Like, oh man, yeah, this feels good. I fed somebody some food, I can go home and sleep real good, wake up and plan it all again. 2 weeks from now, I try to do it every 2 weeks,
Oh,
And your heart
that's
grew 3
amazing.
sizes too big. So what are you gonna? What's auctioning off at the auction? What do you guys have in the bag that you're gonna be getting rid of?
We have so many cool items. We have at least 55 items at this
really?
point. So we've got round trip airline tickets we're going to auction. We've got tickets to a variety of the museums around here. Restaurants have donated.
Not to stop you, I'll be glad to donate a $200 gift card to you for your
What?
auction.
Nice.
What?
Yeah, I'll be glad to. So,
There you go.
so remind me before we leave here. We go down to the restaurant. I can get it done right then and there and hand it off to you.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Very cool.
It's
Well,
like Christmas morning.
Tiny reindeer. So.
just dancing on the. Well, that's awesome. That's very nice of you. Very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So you got one more thing now.
I do. It makes it 56.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Keeping a tally. That's awesome.
Wow. Oh, and we're going to have a wheelbarrow, a Seahawks wheelbarrow,
Oh, very cool.
full of like 100 bottles of beer.
Oh, nice.
I think someone will want that.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
yeah.
you think?
For sure. Out here? Well, you won't. You're a Saints fan. Saints fan. I'm a
Oh, I'm
Cardinals
sorry.
fan.
We'll cover it up. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, scratch that.
That's okay.
We will have
Wait, I
an
got one of those
anonymous
too.
wheelbarrow,
No, I got wrong button. Never mind.
a nameless wheelbarrow with 100 bottles of beer.
Who that?
Oh,
There you go.
and then my husband is giving up a very special item.
Oh,
So
You gonna keep that one a secret, or you gonna let us know?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't tell you everything, but yeah.
I figure you could.
We were in Vegas, so I can't tell you everything. But we were in Vegas,
What happens there stays
and
there.
we did the meet and greet with Paula Abdul.
Oh, really?
We had front row seats at her concert, and it was a hoot. If you can go see Paula Abdul,
She's amazing, isn't
she
she?
is adorable.
Yeah.
She is an amazing dancer. All her dancers, and she talks about this, how I only pick the best dancers, and they truly are remarkable.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so afterwards, we got to do the meet and greet, and and she was just like smitten with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm just like, how come this woman's not talking to me? But she's like looking at my husband and like
It's a
talking to him.
beautiful thing. You understand? I tell my wife, you just stay back on the side. If they want to smitten with me, you just let them smitten with me,
I
okay?
was totally on the sidelines.
And
of
that's how
this.
it works. I'm sorry. That just if you can't get it, he can get it.
There you go.
Luckily, she was nice enough to autograph 2 posters.
Oh, very cool.
So his, we're keeping his.
You know,
But he's allowing me to give up my other, because we have 2 identical
All right.
posters
Very cool.
autographed. He's like, what?
Nice. Autograph Paula Abdul poster. That's badass.
Yes. Well, here's, you said you want to learn about people, like the story behind them.
Yeah.
So, I've got a dry sense of humor. I kind of, when I was a kid, my mom and dad didn't know I was getting out of bed and watching, Saturday Night Live around the corner.
Sure.
Like, they had no idea. I'm 5 years old. I'm like, what are these giant bumblebees? What's a land shark? And so I ended up, just getting this dry sense of humor and just wanting to have fun.
Yeah.
And so there's things in this dinner auction that are, not what you always see at a dinner auction.
Right.
Which everyone has wonderful items,
Yeah.
but some of ours are just a little unique. And I used to MC auctions for, almost 20 years as well, all over Washington State.
Yeah.
And so I observed all those
Being part of the
auctions.
news, you get to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And I just kind of observed what, those are what they have for silent auction item. This is what they have for live auction items. So I've kind of tried to incorporate what I saw as the most successful kind of items that get people excited to be there and feel like, oh, they're getting something of quality, getting something unique.
Yeah.
So we've got some other rock and roll items that we're going to have in the
Very
auction
Seattle.
that are, yes. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's just like, there's a big variety. We have a VIP experience for Winterfest.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That we're going to auction off.
What's the VIP experience include?
Just not telling you.
You have to be a VIP.
Okay. All right. There you go. If you know, you know.
That's what those understand.
Yeah. So part of it is parking, because it's always a big thing at Winterfest.
Yeah, that is a premium for sure.
You
Everywhere down here.
You get to park with the mascots.
Okay, all right, very
Because the
cool.
mascots are VIPs.
There you
and
go.
we've had amazing mascots from our major sports teams.
Yeah.
And then you get special photos with the mascots.
Very cool.
And then, of course, with Santa.
Nice.
And you get to ride with Santa.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
So
we have
perfect.
a giant red carpet.
Especially if you got little kids, you definitely want to get in on that. Yeah, for sure.
And I'm sure you're both familiar with the movie Notting Hill, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
love that movie. So when Santa arrives in the motorcade, the way we designed it is so it's that last scene with Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant at the Academy Awards getting out of the limo and the big red carpet.
Nice.
It's the same kind of grand entrance of Santa getting out of the police car or the fire engine, and there he is on the red carpet. So we have a 100-foot red carpet.
Oh, very cool.
It's like a parting of the waves. Everyone parts because they know Santa's coming. And it's just like this rock star moment for Santa.
cool.
It is so amazing. It's so amazing.
You have the same Santa every year?
Yes.
Very
yeah,
good.
well, because there's only one.
I mean, you know, it wasn't. He doesn't. Sometimes he sends elves out. You know.
Ho, ho, ho. I'm the same.
Whoops. It's okay. This isn't for children.
He's wonderful, and he
very cool.
also is part of a big nonprofit
Oh, yeah.
in
All
Des
right.
Moines.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And he's just such a generous guy, and
Cool.
So he may stop by the dinner auction.
Okay.
Because
Sweet.
we will be raising money for Winterfest.
Perfect.
So be ready
Be
for
a
that.
surprise appearance.
There's some surprise. Yes. Well, there went the surprise.
I'm really late on that button. So I try to keep it at about an hour. We're a little over right now. There are other things I want to talk to you about, but I'd like to have you back again for sure.
Sure.
One of the things that really interested me, and we don't have to dig into it now, was the seaside cities.
Oh, yeah. Cities by the sea.
Cities by the sea. I thought that was a great idea. And actually, we're having Robin Des Moines. How do you
Des
say it?
Moines, yeah. Des Moines.
It's like the same
Yes, almost
name
like
as
spelled
the
like Des
town.
Moines.
Yeah. Anyway, she owns Iris and Peonies over here.
Oh, uh-huh.
And she's going to be in here next week, and I believe she is actually running for city council.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, and I had talked to her about your idea recently, and she was very
And
intrigued
she
by
liked
that.
it.
Yeah.
And it stems from me living in Tri-Cities.
Okay. Yeah, you were
Because
telling
my
me that.
first reporting assignments were going to the city council,
Yeah.
which were really exciting.
No, but I think that's a great idea to be able to incorporate and push business and push, and I've been asking her if she's heard anything about getting the ferry back here to Des Moines and stuff. So I'd like to maybe possibly get you in here and her here
Oh, you're
together.
stealing my mind. I'm gonna say, you're about to get the top of the hill right
Yeah.
now. You get both of me here.
Yeah.
We'll be the top on the top.
Oh, we can just like brainstorm endlessly.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be great. I'd just let you guys go. I mean, it'd be awesome. Like I said, she's running. You have great ideas. She has great ideas. Like I think we could do something like that in the future.
Oh,
So
that'd be fun.
All right,
Yeah,
perfect.
I'd love it because, Burien, Des Moines, and Normandy Park we're all together, but we have very different elements of our cities.
Yeah.
Burien, incredible restaurants, Des Moines with its incredible waterfront and the sea right there, and the Normandy Park, lots of tree canopy and parks, and it's like, oh, we're like Tri-Cities.
yeah, this
Those
whole
three
little
cities are
stretch,
so
from
different.
here to Burien is really awesome.
And her last flower shop was in Burien.
Yeah, her last flower shop was in
Right.
Burien.
It was
So we
actually
just
in
keep hopping
Burien.
around. Or it's like 7 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
We're
there
all
you go.
connected.
Exactly. I'm sure I'm connected through this guy. He knows everybody. So
Oh, yeah.
I try not to though.
that's what you need help for the 501c3 hand.
Yeah, I know.
We will help you.
There you go.
Well, I appreciate it.
I love fundraising, so I'll help you out.
Yeah, listen, let's do it. Let's do it.
In the cities by the sea.
There you go.
See, we'll just start saying, we'll slip it into everything we say, and
I
people will
mean,
think it's the actual name.
Yeah.
Speak it into existence, right? That's how it
Yeah.
works.
They'll
We'll start
become a household
talking about
name
it,
and-
posting it. Pretty soon
They're like,
people
where's
won't
the
even know.
cities by the sea?
Yeah, they'll just be like, I've seen it. I know it's here. Where is it? Got it. We got it. Awesome. Was there anything else you want to push before we call it for today? Anything you want to make sure you get out? Some dates?
Oh, yeah. March 1st.
Okay.
First annual Friends of Normandy Park dinner auction, which is going to be great for our communities.
Awesome.
For Winterfest, public safety, our preschool, our parks. I mean, I could go on and on. We're raising money for a lot of different things to help the community. And every year we're going to ask people what we should raise money for.
Very
so
cool.
it'll change every year depending on what the need is. And it's just going to be a big party. So March 1st at the Cove at 6. And people can go to our Facebook page, Friends of Normandy Park Foundation Facebook page, our website, Friends of Normandy Park Foundation, buy a ticket or be a volunteer or be a sponsor, whatever you want to do.
Nice.
And it's going to be awesome. And you get free beads
All right. Perfect.
and boas and crowns and hats and maybe hurricanes.
Yeah. Working on the hurricanes.
Category 5.
Category 5. Awesome. All right, guys. Anything else before I play us out? I think
No,
we're
we're
good.
good.
Oh, this is awesome. Thank you for inviting me.
thank you for
This was
coming.
Thank
a
you
lot of fun.
for being here tonight. You know, we're glad to have you, and Joe's going to take us out like he normally does.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, thank you for coming so much. And we're going to set something else up for sure. I think it'll be good.
Great.
All right, guys. Play us out.
All right.
Joe and Hampton, lights dim, it's game time. Interview sharp, cut through like a shank line. Stick
This is
loud
Hampshire Park.
stories unfold and more. From hustlers to dreamers, breaking laws with a claw. Microphone warriors, capturing life's conflicts. Sitting across legends, tales flick like black pics. Drop bars, not mics, knowledge, it rains. From the streets to the beats in every vein. Stick lounge, podcast, tales heavy with the weight. Real lives, gritty stories, never fake. Joe and Hampton, digging deep, no facade. Untold narratives, every episode a new fraud.
We'll mic you back up.
That's okay. I heard it.
I love the song.
Yeah, this is a good song. You did well with this one. Yeah.
It's my hidden talents.
I think we should play music at city council meetings. I think that'd be really effective.